Most 24-year-olds are thinking about their first real job, their apartment in the city, or who they're going to spend Saturday night with. I was thinking about my funeral because that's what my wedding felt like. Imagine waking up one day and realizing you aren't a daughter anymore. You're a bargaining chip, a piece of property. My mother didn't just break my heart, she sold it. She took my youth, my dreams, and my future, and she handed them over to a man who was older than my grandfather. Why? For a zip code, for a designer bag, for a life she felt she deserved but couldn't afford. This is the story of how my own mother stole my life and handed me over to an 80-year-old stranger. Before I tell you how I escaped, if you believe that a mother's love should be unconditional, hit that subscribe button. And if you've ever had to choose between your family and your freedom, let me know in the comments. You aren't alone. We lived in a small town in Georgia. My mother, Diane, was a woman who was obsessed with appearances. She wanted the big house on the hill, but we were living in a cramped rental with bills piling up. When I turned 24, I was working 2 jobs to help her. I thought we were a team, but Diane had a different plan. One night, she came home with a look in her eyes I'd never seen before. It wasn't love, it was greed. "I met someone," she said. "His name is Arthur. He's wealthy, and he's very interested in our family." Arthur wasn't just wealthy, he was 80. He walked with a cane, his skin was like parchment, and he looked at me like I was a vintage car he was looking to buy. My mother started inviting him over every night. She would force me to wear dresses I couldn't breathe in. She would whisper in my ear, "Just be nice to him, Chloe. He can save us." The green flags were actually price tags. Every time Arthur came over, a new appliance appeared in our house, a new TV, a new stove. My mother was literally trading my company for household items. The breaking point was a Tuesday night. My mother sat me down with a bottle of champagne she couldn't afford. "He proposed," she said, her voice shaking with fake excitement. "Who? To you?" I asked, hopeful for a second. "No, Chloe, to you. He's going to pay off the house. He's going to put me in a retirement villa. And all you have to do is be his wife. It's just a piece of paper, honey. He's old. It won't be for long." I felt the room spin. My mother wasn't asking, she was telling me. She had already signed the prenuptial papers on my behalf. She had used my signature, forged it, and promised me to a man who could barely remember his own middle name. Living with Arthur was like living in a museum. He didn't want a wife, he wanted a trophy to sit at his table. But the worst part wasn't Arthur, it was my mother. She would call me every day, not to ask if I was okay, but to ask if the monthly allowance he gave her had cleared. I realized then that I wasn't her daughter, I was her retirement fund. I was a 24-year-old girl trapped in a mansion with a man who smelled like mothballs and medicine, while my mother was out buying jewelry with the money she got for selling me. In America, we're told to honor thy mother. But what do you do when your mother doesn't honor you? I didn't stay. I realized that if I stayed for her, I would die inside. One night, I left with nothing but my passport and the clothes on my back. I didn't take a dime of Arthur's money. I didn't want to be part of the transaction anymore. I haven't spoken to my mother in 2 years. She sends me emails telling me I'm ungrateful. She tells me I ruined her life. But the truth is, I finally started mine. To anyone listening, never let someone else's greed define your worth, not even your own mother. You are not a debt to be paid. You are a human being.